day, students. How are you today? I hope you are all doing great. Welcome to another day of learning opportunity. I will be discussing with you another topic in Math 7, and this is all about addition and subtraction of fractions. Addition and subtraction of fractions. But before that, let us first look into the objectives of today's lesson. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to solve fractions and apply the indicated operation. And find the least common multiple of the given denominators. So now, let's have the words to learn. First is numerator. Numerator. The second one, denominator. Denominator. And then the third one is least common multiple. Least common multiple. So now, class, how are you going to add or subtract fractions with the same denominators? For example, we have 3 over 5 plus 1 over 5. To add two fractions with the same denominator, we simply add their numerators and keep the denominator. When we say numerator, that is the number located on top of the fraction. Okay, so just simply add their numerators. So the numerators there is 3 and 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and you keep the denominator, which is 5. Another example, we have 3 over 5 minus 1 over 5. So a while ago we add, right? So this time you are going to subtract. Same here. If they have the same denominators, you will simply subtract the numerators and keep the denominator. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2 and keep the denominator 5. Let's have the third example. 5 over 8 plus 2 over 8. So just do it the same. You will add the numerator 5 plus 2, which is 7. And then keep the denominator 8. The last one, we have number 4, 6 over 7 minus 2 over 7. So 6 minus 2 is equal to 4 and copy the denominator 7. So this is how you are going to add or subtract fractions with the same denominators. So how about if you are going to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators? Okay, so to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators, simply multiply both numerator and denominator by their LCM. So when we say LCM, that is the least common multiple. Okay, least common multiple. So by the way, how are you going to solve for the LCM of the given fraction? For example, we have 3 over 5 plus 1 over 4, wherein the denominators, they are not the same, or we have unlike denominators, which is 5 and 4. So in solving the LCM class, there are two ways. you can get the multiples of the denominators 5 and 4. So what are the multiples of 4? We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, and so on. And of course, what are the multiples of 5? We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on. Now, what are the numbers that you can see in the multiples of 4 and 5 that are the same? Very good. We have 20 and 20. Another number. Can you see more? Okay, we have 40 and 40. Now, when we say LCM class, it is the least common multiple. From the word least alone, you are going to get the lowest or the smallest multiple. So the least common multiple is 20 because 20 is smaller than 40. So therefore, the least common multiple of 5 and 4 is 20. Now, this is the other way. You are going to divide it with the use of a prime number. Divide it with the use of a prime number. When we say prime number, it is a number that has two factors, which is 1 and the number itself. Examples of the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and other numbers. Okay? Now, bear in mind, class, that 1 and the number itself. So when you are going to multiply it, we have 1 and the number itself. For example, we have 2. So what are the factors of 2? 1 times 2 is equal to 2. And then no more other numbers that you are going to multiply to get 2. Okay, so the factors of 2 is 1 and 2 only. Same in 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13 and other numbers. Okay, so those are the prime numbers. Now, you will divide it. We have 5 and 4 as the denominator, right? So, you will divide and then think of a prime number that you can divide to 4 and 5. Wherein 5 is already considered as a prime number. So, you will just simply divide it by 2. Okay, because 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2 and then just bring down 5. Because 5 is already a prime number. So, the numbers that you can see here are 2, 2, and 5. So what you're going to do there is you will multiply 2 times 2 times 5, which is equal to 20. So therefore, the LCM of 4 and 5 is 20. Okay? So this is another way in solving or finding the LCM of the given denominators. Now, let's have the other example. We have 3 over 5 plus 1 over 4. So, we all know that the LCM of 5 and 4 is already 20. So, from that one, you are going to think of a number that you will multiply to 5 to make it 20, which is 4. And then, what will you multiply to 4 to make it 20? Of course, you will multiply it by 5. Now, if you multiply 4 to the denominator 5, you will also multiply 4 to the numerator 3. Same here, if you multiply 5 to the denominator 4, you must also multiply 5 to the numerator 1. Okay, so we have 3 times 4, which is equal to 12. And then 5 times 4, it's equal to 20. Plus 1 times 5, which is equal to 5. And then 4 times 5, it's equal to 20. Now, we already have the same denominators. So what you're going to do there is you will just simply add the numerators. So 12 plus 5 is equal to 17. And keep the denominator, which is 20. So therefore, the answer is 17 over 20. Okay? Now, let's have number 2. This one, we already have the signs. Negative 4 over 5 plus negative 1 over 3. So what do you think is the LCM of 5 and 3? Okay, it is 15. So what will you multiply to 5 to make it 15? Of course, it's 3. You will multiply 3 to 5 to make it 15. So if you will multiply 3 here, you must do it also to the numerator. Same to the negative 1 over 3. If you multiply 5 to 3, you must also multiply 5 to the negative 1. Okay, so negative 4 times 3 is equal to negative 12 over 15 plus negative 1 times 5. Of course, it's negative 5 all over 3 times 5, which is 15. So we already have the same denominator, which is 15. So negative 12 plus negative 5. So in applying the addition of integers, since we have the same sign, which is negative and negative, you will just simply add that number and then carry the sign. So negative 12 plus negative 5 is negative 17, and then keep the sign, which is 15. So in getting the mixed number of negative 17 all over 15, we get negative 1, 2 over 15. Okay, because 17 divided by 15 is equal to 1, and then we have 2 as the remainder. So 2 will serve as the numerator, and then of course 15 will serve as the denominator. Okay, next, let's have this example. Okay, number 3, we have 3 over 5 minus 1 over 4. Okay, so the 5 and 4, the denominator, and the LCM is of course 20. So you will multiply 4 to 5 to make it 20. And then if you multiply 4 here, you must also multiply 4 to 3. And if you multiply 5 to 4, you must also multiply 5 to 1. So 3 times 4 is equal to 12. And then 5 times 4 is 20. And then 1 times 5 is equal to 5. And then 4 times 5 is equal to 20. Now, you will subtract. That is subtraction. So 12 over 20 minus 5 over 20 is equal to 7 over 20. Let's have number 4. 2 over 3 plus negative 3 over 4. It's equal to 8 over 12 plus negative 9 over 12. Of course, their LCM is 12. So if you multiply 4 to 3, you must also multiply 4 to 2. So that's why you get their 8. 2 times 4 is equal to 8. And if you multiply 3 to 4, you must also multiply 3 to negative 3. That's why negative 3 times 3 is equal to negative 9. And in applying the addition rule of integers, we have unlike signs. We have positive 8 and negative 9. And then you're going to add it. So in applying the rule, if we have unlike signs, you will subtract the number. So 9 minus 8 is equal to 1, and then carry the sign of the bigger number by getting its absolute value. So which is bigger? We have 9. What is the sign of 9? It's negative. That's why the answer is negative 1. And then keep the denominator 12. Okay, next let's have number 5. 4/7 minus 2/3. This time class is subtraction. So from this one, of course, we all know that the LCM of 7 and 3 is 21. So what will you multiply to 7 to make it 21? Of course, it's 3. So if you multiply 3 to 7, you must also multiply 3 to 4. And if what will you multiply to 3 to make it 21? You will multiply it by 7. So if you multiply 7 to 3, you must also multiply 7 to negative 2. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12 and 7 times 3 is equal to 21. Minus negative 2 times 7, wherein we have negative 14. And 3 times 7, it's equal to 21. Now, how did we get 26/21? Okay, class. If you can still remember the subtraction rule in integers, the first rule is you are going to keep the sign of the first number. The second rule, you are going to change minus sign into plus sign. Okay, that is the second rule. And then the third rule, you are going to change the sign of the second number. So if the second number is negative, you will change it into positive. And then the fourth rule, you will apply the addition rule of integers. That's why you will get there 12 plus 14 is equal to 26. And then keep the denominator 21. And then by getting its mixed number, we got 1/5/21. Because 21 times 1 is 21 plus 5, it's 26. So that's why you get there. 1/5/21. Okay? So, did you understand, class? I hope that you understand our lesson. Now, let's have the mind challenger. Okay, I want you to answer the given exercises in your book on page 36. Answer the given exercises on your book on page 36. Okay? So, to sum it up, class, in adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominators, simply add the numerators and copy the denominator. And to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators, multiply both the numerator and denominator by their LCM. So, by the way, what is LCM again? Okay, it is the least common multiple. Okay, so this is the end of our topic, class. Keep safe always. Please don't forget to send your answer in my line ID. Please answer your book on page 36. Keep safe always and bye-bye.